Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Bashim Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakaba from Plain Tables Camp in Philly. This lesson is her smoke rose up forever and ever. All right. This is a precursor to things to come. Looking outside in the Delaware Valley area and New York, Baltimore, the whole northeast area. I think probably up to Boston, Massachusetts too. I think it was coming down from, I believe, Nova Scotia. I believe that's the far northeast, if I'm not mistaken. So we were seeing like amber, red, grays. All right, so that's a precursor because Babylon America is going to become a huge, country fire. That's the end of Babylon America. So I can see there's going to have to be some type of, I think the elders may have mentioned it, but it's going to be some type of force field keeping the smoke from polluting the rest of the earth because of weather. How the whole earth is connected, through the skies. All right, because our kingdom is not going to enter in any of this smoke when America is burning. All right, it says 19:13, and again they said hallelujah, and her smoke rose up forever and ever. This means the age. Look this up in a while. It's like a little funny. This blue letter. Ion or eon, which means a time period. All right, a time period, an age, unbroken age, time period, an age. That's what it means here. All right. So our smoke is going to burn for a long period of time. All right, I was having a slight issues with my breathing. Some people were saying they weren't feeling nothing, and I seen the index got to 4 something, and it's going to be hard to find some of this information later. So it's good to document it now. All right, how things change. Gets harder to find stuff when other news takes over. So. So this is a precursor, and we look up smoke, G2 2586. It references Copnos or Capnos, smoke, and it references Joel 2:30, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. And you got pillars of smoke now. Yeah, fires raging across North America. All right. Searching a lot of videos. This intense smoke fills New York City and forces a cold red in Philadelphia as millions from East Coast to Canada suffer from Quebec's wildfires. That video won't load. Maybe because I got some kind of blocker on there, or it's fucking up somehow. That's the haze pretty much I was seeing. I was seeing that in Montgomery County and Bucks County. So it's a county above Philadelphia. And seeing that in Delaware. This amber. It's sort of grayish. Look. Yeah, it got the air quality got to like 4 something I was seeing. All right. In the Delaware Valley. I was seeing 4 something. Yeah, it was about like 420, 440, 450. In the Delaware Valley, that's South Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia. And Maryland's connected to it too, so it's right there. So it's really kind of like the Quad Valley area. Well, it's normally called the Tri-State. All right, you can see the red and the purple here. That should be the Delaware Valley. You see the mouse cursor is. All right, and Maryland's right there. And then you have New York farther north. You got the chart here. So it's pretty much you were seeing. It's about sensitive right now, but it was unhealthy and very unhealthy. But I was seeing it was kept fluctuating. I'm trying to find records, but it seemed like they're getting harder to find, like the history. All right, so that's pretty much what you were seeing. This color right here. Yeah, it's color like this. It's from Manhattan. All right, so what do I have?
Expected to get even worse as we go into the evening, and you said that's because the pressure drops?
Is heavier than warm air, right?
Right.
And so at night,
Conditions expected to get even worse as we go into the evening, and you said that's because the pressure drops?
yeah, it's the temperatures, they drop.
Okay,
and
okay.
basically cold air is heavier than warm air,
Right.
And so at night happens every day, you know, it sinks on down and then rises up in the morning. Well, when there's smoke in the atmosphere, it sinks with it.
Sure.
And we're already starting out much smokier now than we were at this time yesterday. So I'm a little nervous about how bad it's going to get tonight, to be honest with you. I have a headache. Do you have a headache at all?
Yeah, and you can feel it, like on your skin. It's just pretty. Yep.
Oh, and I've taken Tylenol. It's not helping. It's all because of this stuff. So that's what it looks like right now in Plymouth Meeting. It's just a very smoky sky no matter where you are. We're code purple. It's just unhealthy pretty much for everybody. The only level higher than this is hazardous, right, where you just can't go outside. It's not healthy to go outside, so stay indoors. 73 degrees the temperature in Philadelphia. When we're talking about the weather conditions in terms of temperatures and sky, you take this smoke aside, it's an absolutely stunning day. It's only 67 right now in Allentown, 70 for Doylestown, Wildwood at 73 degrees. But the visibility, I mean, look at these numbers. We're down to half a mile visibility in Trenton, and that is not fog. That is smoke. It's incredible how thick the smoke is at the surface. 1.5 miles for Wilmington. Philadelphia, less than a mile in Allentown. 1.5 for Mount Pocono. Even our spots that have the least smoke, Wildwood, Millville, you're still reduced to a few miles. Visibility when it's perfect is 10 miles. So here's our clouds and radar, and you look at this. Clouds, we don't have any. Outside of the smoke, it's beautiful, but when you add the smoke to it, that's what this map shows you. You can see it's just covering our entire area. Let's talk about the smoke forecast over the next 24 hours. The brighter the colors, the worse the smoke. And here we are at 6 o'clock, and as we go through the night tonight, the forecast model is showing you across the entire Delaware Valley that it is going to continue to be bad. I wouldn't be surprised if we jumped up to that level. Basically, it's measured by parts per million in the air. We're sitting at 233 right now. We get above 300, and that's when it goes to the hazardous. It could possibly happen in spots tonight. We're going to watch that. Now, tomorrow, we start out with lots of smoke in the air. It lifts a little bit during the day, kind of like it did today, but then it's going to settle back down as we get into tomorrow night. Now, this map wants to bring a little bit of some clearing at times off to our west. Fingers are crossed that materializes, but what we're really going to need is a major shift in our overall wind pattern to kick the smoke out of here. The wildfires and the smoke from it not going anywhere. I mean, there are hundreds of fires going on in Canada, and the smoke plume is huge. So tonight, smoky conditions, the temperatures are mild. We're at 55 degrees. Normal is in the low 60s. Tomorrow, we get into Saturday.
All right, now you go into the forecast. All right. Joel, 2 and 3. And I will show wonders in the heavens and the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. All right? And this is, when the Lord returns, and it's already being kindled now, the smoke. All right, so this is a precursor. It's showing you this is a sign. All right, whether it was man-made or natural, it's probably man-made. What they said was natural. Well, it's a prime season for fires and all that crap. I wonder if it was fires, before so-called colonialism, these natural fires they're talking about. I don't know. All right, I want to get Luke. All right, so here, when the Lord returns, you're going to see Babylon, America, completely engulfed in fire and smoke. All right, because it says here the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Meaning it's going to be like signs in the stars in the heavens, and it's going to actually be dark. All right, because of the smoke of America's burning. All right. This is Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be slacket? And what will I if it be already kindled? All right. So when the Lord returns, he's going to send fire on Babylon, America, and the different parts of the earth are going to be set to blaze. All right. Before the kingdom comes, the Lord's going to come and he's going to shoot fire through his chariots, and he's going to have control over the world's nuclear arsenal. All right. And that's the Lord's fire. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? So he's going to use those nuclear missiles. He's going to detonate all of the world's nuclear arsenal on America and the different parts of the earth. But he has control. The Lord, Yahushua, has control over the world's nuclear arsenal and over the angels. All right, the seraphims, which are going to issue fire and brimstone out of their chariots, out of their ships. They're going to come from the spirit world. All right. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? So you have fires that are already being kindled on the earth before the Lord's return. All right. So we got here, it's 2 days ago. June 6th. Today's the 9th, right? Or 10th. Today's the 9th. All right.
Tonight, we are also keeping an eye on an air quality alert. Wildfires in Canada have led to hazy sky in the area and have prompted an air quality alert right here in the region. Action News reporter Aliana Gomez following this. She has the latest now and a closer look at the concerns.
It's definitely hazy out.
Another day of hazy skies and poor air quality, all from drifting smoke from more than 160 forest fires burning right now in Quebec.
That smoke that's coming down from Canada is making things a little bit difficult for our folks to see.
Air quality alerts are in effect for upper and lower Bucks counties, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties as well. That alert stretches across the Delaware Valley to include Delaware and New Jersey, which means the air can be potentially harmful for sensitive groups like children, the elderly, and people with breathing issues.
We also have a ban on all open burning today in New Jersey. That means no fires for recreational purposes, campfires, bonfires, things like that.
A red flag warning is now in place for much of the area, which means no outdoor flames. Just last week, 2 fires broke out in Burlington County, scorching forest land and sending people seeking shelter. The cause of those fires remains under investigation.
Most wildfires in New Jersey are started by people, whether accidentally or intentionally. So the public can play a huge role here in being mindful and cautious about disposing of ash, preparing their homes for wildfires, cleaning out their gutters.
And we're told there are about 60 fire trucks on standby in New Jersey across the state waiting for any pop-up fires or wildfires to break out so they can respond accordingly. That red flag warning, we're told, is in place through tomorrow. At the Belmont Plateau, Aliana Gomez, Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah. Let me just ignore that and just play the video.
Outside this morning, you're going to see that haze, smell that smoke throughout our region.
Well, we have live team coverage this morning with Jan Carabeo in Philadelphia. But first, let's get over to Kate Bilo to explain what's going on outside. Kate.
Well, good morning, Jim and Janelle. Yeah, a lot of people are noticing this, certainly getting updates from local governments saying, here's what's happening. Don't worry about local wildfires, even though we do have the one burning in Jackson Township, New Jersey. For the most part, the smoke that's blanketing our region is coming from very, very far away. It's coming from the northern portion of the province of Quebec in Canada. Let's take a look. Why is it so smoky? There are actually over 150 active wildfires burning in the province of Quebec. 110 of those still listed as out of control. And that smoke is blanketing miles upon miles of not only eastern Canada, but down into the United States on a north wind. This is kind of a stalled pattern. We've been talking all week about this big upper low sitting over Nova Scotia. It's just sitting there. It's not really moving. So it's bringing us a north wind every single day. Because of that, all of that smoke is carried southward on the north wind, and there's nothing to come through and really push it out of here, at least until Friday or the weekend. And that means for the next several days, we'll be looking at that smoke in the air, poor air quality. You want to try to limit your outdoor activities, even if you're not in one of these sensitive groups, as we call it, those with respiratory issues or anything like that. Going out for a long run on a day like today, breathing this in, probably not the best idea, even for those without any sort of respiratory issues. Here's the source of these wildfires, active fires. We're showing you 3 here, but as I said, over 150 fires burning. Here's what we're seeing at the surface right now, this bright red color showing you where the most dense smoke is, and I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Our models are bringing in, you can see this purple here by this afternoon, this is 1:30, some even more dense smoke later this afternoon and this evening, and sometimes it gets worse overnight because air tends to sink as it cools and it pushes all that smoke down to the surface. So unhealthy air quality, a noticeable haze in the sky. Here's what we have out there right now. The most dense smoke is over the Poconos and the Lehigh Valley this morning, and our entire region remains under that air quality alert. It is a code orange. Coming up, I'll tell you what a code orange actually means, and we'll talk about the pattern ahead that will finally get this smoke out of our skies. Now for a real-time look at conditions outside, let's check in with CBS News Philadelphia's Jan Carabeo, who is live at the Art Museum. Good morning, Jan.
Kate, good morning, and I just checked our air quality here in the city of Philadelphia. We are sitting at very unhealthy this morning, and you can see and smell it out.
Is Jan Carabeo, who is live at the Art Museum. Good morning, Jan.
Kate, good morning, and I just checked our air quality here in the city of Philadelphia. We are sitting at very unhealthy this morning, and you can see and smell it out here. Take a look down the Ben Franklin Parkway. Very smoky conditions this morning. You can see that haze in the air illuminated by the street lights, and you can see it hanging lowly there along the skyline. These are very unpleasant conditions if you find yourself out and about this morning and later today for that matter. CBS News Philadelphia camera spotted more of that smoke in the air overnight, even spotted a reddish moon in the sky. And check this out. This was the daylight view yesterday from Montgomeryville. Drone video here shows us that gray, smoky sky obscuring the horizon and homes below. This is all due, as Kate has been mentioning, to those wildfires burning hundreds of miles away in eastern Canada. Wildfires that have been burning there for weeks now. The conditions were so thick and noticeable here in our area yesterday that several emergency services departments all across our region took to social media to explain what people were seeing. This after they started experiencing an influx of 911 calls reporting smoke. And from space, you can see just how widespread this smoke is, covering states from the Midwest to the Northeast and impacting air quality for millions of Americans. And the National Weather Service, as well as Kate, they all say that we should expect these smoky conditions to persist today. And of course, that means air quality alerts throughout our region. As Kate has been saying, this really impacts those specific sensitive groups like the elderly and the young. But experts are also saying it affects everyone. Try to limit strenuous activity. We are coming to you live from outside the Art Museum.
All right, that's enough of your ass. Shit. All right, let's go and bring out Isaiah 34:8. It says, "For this is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion." All right. Yeah, it's going to be recompense, and the controversy is Jacob's going to be punished too, because you had 2/3 of Israelites that are going to be burned here. That's going to be turned into brimstone and pitch. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. That's Isaiah 34:9. And the land thereof shall become burning pitch, and it shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Yeah, your body or spirit is not going to burn forever. It's a smoke that's going to burn forever. All right. And if you take that implant, you're going to become a slave. All right. When you look up those executive orders, they can organize you into work brigades. They can put you in slavery. All right. During the time of they implement those executive orders. All right. And they got more laws on top of it. Not saying executive orders are law, but there may be some technicalities there. But you got the different Patriot Acts and National Defense Authorization Acts. All right. They can take away your freedom. All right. And within the Constitution, if you become a criminal, you don't have a right to freedom in America. You're a slave. All right. And it shall not be quenched day nor night. All right. So America's going up in flames. And those flames are going to produce thick smoke. All right. We got pitch 2203. Ishan. Smoke. What's this 22? 6227. I'm going to hit the other one. But, okay, smoke. 6227. Smoke. It's literally. All right. When you look up smoke, let's look up the second one. Exodus 19:18. Well, this is a sacrifice here. Furnace and a burning lamp. And this is Exodus 19:18. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke, and the smoke therefore ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and this whole mount quaked greatly. So our ancestors saw smoke be generated when the Lord came down with fire. All right. And when the men of Ai looked, behold them, they saw, and behold, the smoke of the city ascended up to heaven, and they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people that fled to the wilderness turned back upon the pursuers. All right, we looked that up. See what happened. Joshua 8:19. It says, and they entered into the city and took it, and hasted and set the city on fire. All right, so from fire generated smoke. All right, so what's the other word we got? Brimstone. We got Gaparyath. Gaparyath. We got brimstone. Sulfur. Yellowish combustible, non-metal. Inflammable, meaning able to easily set on fire. Brimstone. Resin. Sticky, flammable, organic substance. All right. So that's how America's going out. America's Babylon. All right. And the flames you see are a symbol of what's to come. All right. That's like a one, not even 1% what's going to happen around the world, and mainly here in Babylon, America. All right. Strange people. Very strange. So I couldn't really differentiate the smoke. I guess the lighter part is the smoke, and the darker is the clouds. It just keeps repeating, because they hide and shit. Whenever they do that, I always think they hide in something. All right, let's let that play a little bit. Let's jump around.
We are covering all of the fires burning across the country. Right now, there are 150 active wildfires in Quebec. Residents in Sept-Îles and Val-d'Or are facing evacuation orders, but there are more reinforcements on the way. CTV's Max Harold has more.
Those reinforcements are being offered by none other than France. And here in Montreal, Laval, and Longueuil, the fire departments could be sent up to help. Now, all depends on whether or not the winds change and the fires come closer to the city of Sept-Îles. Now, there's also the Canadian military sending some 200 troops to Quebec to assist as the fire season kicks off with unusual strength and with several other provinces also fighting forest fires at the same time. You can see here how spread out the fires are across the province, with the hot, dry weather of recent days making the perfect storm for fires in forests that are bone dry after the winter. The NASA map indicates the fires are close enough in some cases that they could merge. Already, the fires can be seen from the airport of Sept-Îles, with a huge plume of smoke climbing into the air in the distance. And although the fires seem to be evolving in an encouraging way, it's too soon yet to let some residents of Sept-Îles move back in after their homes were evacuated just a few days ago. The city of 25,000 declared a state of emergency on Friday, and the concern is that if the fires come close to the city proper, it will cause massive destruction. Already, planes with goods and supplies are flying off to replenish camps and towns in far-flung areas. Residents in some rural sectors of Val-d'Or in western Quebec were able to return home after an evacuation order was lifted, but they are being told to use extreme caution in terms of possibly causing more fires. Meantime, in the northern Quebec, in Lebel-sur-Quévillon, the town council declared a state of emergency Sunday, and so the 2,000 residents who were ordered to leave their homes cannot yet go home, even though the fires there were said to be, quote, fairly calm. And in Sept-Îles, residents of the
Another thing to consider during type of national emergency, they could evict you from your home, forcibly evict you from your homes, like Hurricane Katrina. You weren't allowed to have weapons, and they were forcing you into a concentration camp in the stadium. All right, that could happen. They had a water main break where I live. The water was tasting kind of funny. They said to boil it, but I got the message kind of late, so I was drinking some of it, and then I was still showering with it anyway. So, national emergencies, whether natural or planned, can have you evicted from your home, or in a health crisis.
Those sectors that were evacuated have been
very, very bad for those people.
Meantime, in New Brunswick, a wildfire burning near St. Andrews is now considered contained. The Stein Lake fire started more than a week ago and forced several hundred people from their homes. At least 50 wildfires are burning in northern and northeastern Ontario, including one that has triggered evacuation warnings in the Centennial Lake area, about 150 kilometers west of Ottawa. That fire was first reported Sunday afternoon. It's considered out of control. Residents are being told to be ready to leave the area on short notice. The province is bringing in additional resources to try to stay on top of the wildfire situation.
Fire ranger resources and aircraft are being deployed to new and existing fires across the province. We're also utilizing 4 water bombers from our partners in Minnesota. They're helping us manage the fire situation here in the province as well. We've activated our Type 2 firefighter contracts as well to access additional firefighters on the ground. And we're also working together with our local fire departments on the ground.
An open-air fire ban is in place for the entire northeastern region of the province. 30 fires are listed as active. So far this year, Ontario has seen 145 wildfires. On the west coast, 7 new fires are burning in BC, including one near Lions Bay. Flames broke out late Sunday afternoon. Smoke could be soon seen kilometers away. There's no risk to any homes, but the fire is burning out of control. May was the driest month on record for the BC coast, and the fire danger rating in the coastal region is now moderate to high. But the biggest fire in BC is still in the north of Fort St. John. The Donny Creek fire has burned more hectares than last year's entire fire season. It's still out of control, but crews were able to conduct controlled burns in hopes of getting a better handle on the fire. In Alberta, the government has lifted a wildfire state of emergency that lasted nearly 1 month.
Let's let that play.
There's about 1,700 Alberta-based wildfire staff and support staff working the fires now. They're being augmented by about 900 firefighters from different jurisdictions across Canada and around the world.
64 wildfires are now burning across Alberta, 5 more than yesterday. The province's public safety minister says overall the situation has improved significantly, but will continue to support affected communities. About 4,200 people are still out of their homes. We are covering.
Yeah, so that was on June 5th. I'll put all these in the description box. Smoke seen from space. I was trying to find like a clear differentiation between clouds and smoke. That's why I put that in there. And did I play this one?
And you can see and even smell the unusually and alarmingly hazy conditions. Wildfires burning in Canada are leading to poor air quality across the tri-state area. The situation is especially bad for people with respiratory problems.
Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live at Drexel Park with steps that doctors say we need to take to protect our health. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. There are some places where the haze doesn't seem quite as heavy. In other areas, the smoke is stronger, and you can certainly smell it. We're in Drexel Park this morning in Powellton Village, and you can see that smoky glow under the street lamps, a smoky skyline today here in Philadelphia. Let's go to some satellite images from NASA, and they show the plumes, the weather pattern moving smoke from wildfires in eastern Canada into our area. Conditions grew worse last night. Reports of haze and smoke and the smell of smoke from Bethlehem to Camden and Philadelphia. Montgomery County sent out an alert to residents about an influx of 911 calls reporting the smoke and telling people the cause is believed to be those Canadian wildfires. Air quality alerts are in effect today in our region, meaning air pollution concentrations within the region may become unhealthy for sensitive groups, including children, the elderly, and people with asthma. A doctor at Ohio State's College of Medicine said people with pre-existing health conditions should try to stay inside.
Over 50% of the U.S. population, everything east of Columbus, Ohio, is experiencing levels on the order of 150 to 180, which is an air quality index, suggesting that these are very hazardous levels to be breathing.
Philadelphia's health department is urging residents to take precautions like avoiding outside as much as possible, closing windows and doors to minimize air pollution inside your home, and avoiding areas where air pollution may be high, like main streets or highways. Forecasts continue to show some smoky haze today into tomorrow. We're live in Powellton Village. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News. Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just kept my windows closed. I think it's all the videos I got. I believe that's all the scriptures I wanted to bring out. To bring out the last, the what will I, 12:49. It says, Christ divides men. Yep. Yahushai is the author of our division, ultimately. The northern kingdom, southern kingdom, the family. It's the only way we can come back and get unity is through the elect. All right, those are our brothers, our fathers, our mothers, our sisters, the elect. All right, the rest they're gonna be burnt to hell up here in Babylon and wherever they scattered around the world. It's Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled? All right. So I'll leave these links in the description box. And hope you edified. Shalom.